Hello friends, you're with a lonesome gamer and I'm playing Europa Universalis. And I made a mistake with the Spanish. Now the Spanish had the conquistadors, which allowed them to attack Central America, but I'm pretty sure that I actually didn't do a siege. I was so excited by capturing that with that card that I simply forgot that I need to pay $2 to do a siege. So I'm gonna place this back here, and yeah, I got still 2 cubes left, so this is something I have to keep in mind for my next action. Apart from that, what happened during the first rounds in the last age? Well, the Turks made an alliance with Circassia. They are played by the bot, the Turks. And that is really bad news for the Poles, because they wanted to attack here. I mean, they didn't make an alliance with Circassia, they made an alliance with the Imereti. And that's... So, yeah, I'm not sure what the Poles will do this turn. They're probably simply going to take their city back here, this heretic city, and then, I don't know, kind of stabilize a bit, and then probably maybe gonna go for an attack next turn in Estonia or something. That was a big disappointment here. The Spanish are doing great over here in their new colonies. They established the first colony of the game in New Granada, and they're now conquering Central America. The French managed to kind of bring down all the rebel town here, Champagne. It's now again in control of the French government. And apart from that, not too much. Well, actually, yes, the Austrians have declared war against Venice. They've won their first battle here at Brescia, so that's going to be an ongoing conflict for a while, I guess. Going back to the Turkish bot player and see what they do. And they draw an unrest card. So let's see, they do have unrest. One here, and that might actually be their only one. So let's see. So that was simply the unrest action here at Amasya, and the bot does not have any more unrest left. We come to the French, and they also now draw a bot card. And same thing here. They also do an unrest, and that will help them. I think they might have a few. So they're going to remove 2. One here in Paris. And do they have another one? Yeah. But only one here in Artois. So now they actually have a real stable country. No more unrest here. Very good. Very, very good. So the Spanish will now spend 2 military cubes to do the siege over here. And that they are at war, by the way. I should also remember that, because they declared war. I don't know if that's important, but we should place it there as a reminder. And now we get finally our big marker the occupied token, and the thing is in unrest, obviously. Okay, and I'm gonna place my army on top. Good lord, what a mess. Okay, there we are. Okay, nice. English, they play a spy network. That costs them 1 diplomacy cube and $2. And that gives them now all these cubes here. And they will use that to kind of get the French influence out of here so that eventually they can subjugate Scotland. But right now, they already have an alliance, but right now there's too much influence there because you need basically a number of influence equal to the tax income of the country that you want to subjugate. So that would be in this case 4 plus the enemy influence markers. And because you can, so they would basically need 6 influence at the moment. And you cannot have more than 5 overall in a country, so that's impossible. Therefore, if they manage to get the French out of here, then 4 would be enough, and then they could do this subjugation because they actually have the card to do it. And they also do have the cubes. The Austrians, I guess they will simply siege Brescia. Oh, by the way, I forgot one thing. I drew an event card. I didn't do that when I should have, but now I did. Barbarossa the Corsair. Add rebels or unrest to 3 towns owned by Christian realms adjacent to sea zones marked with a cross. So this is basically here the Mediterranean. Targeted players gain a claim in Algiers or Tunisia, place a pirate in the Genoa trade point or Adriatic Sea trade point. If your realm is Muslim, you may pay and so on. Well, that doesn't help. There is no Muslim. The Turks already did their action, and the Spaniards did too. So this card can be only used basically to screw with people near the Mediterranean. For the Turks, it would have been a great card. It would have given them vassals and whatnot. But the Turks already played their event card. So we're going to continue now with Austria. They're going to spend a cube to siege Brescia. So the Poles, I guess what they do is they simply move here to western Ukraine and get back Podole. They will leave a small garrison behind, I think, just in case we see a rebellion here or that vassal does us any problems, because this is not a core province. So if these guys should rebel, then they basically become an independent province again. And that means I kind of have to declare war again, I have to fight again. It's not like here where they just occupy my province and I can simply go back and free that, liberate that. I'm going to leave these guys here, so if there should be a rebellion, they have to fight, and we'll see. So I'm gonna play a cube and simply move in here, and then I'm going to do the siege next turn. Not great. I will not gain any points this turn, I think. It kind of sucks. But at least if I remove this, I will not lose any points. Yeah. Maybe I can take Kaffa, but I could at least try that. I still have 2 cubes left. If I pay 1 for the siege, I get this back. Then I pay 1 to declare war on Kaffa, which would give me a movement point. And then it comes to a battle, which I will win probably, so I get back my cube. And then I can siege Kaffa. So that is an option. I might want to do that. In this way, I come closer to my goal of controlling 4 ports at the Black Sea. And then if I can get Circassia, I'm going to be okay then. So we'll see about that. But I think I wanna get that back first. That is more important for me. Yeah, that costs me a victory point if I lose that. So yeah, I think I want to get that back. So, yeah, let's go back to the Turks again, and we draw another bot card. So that is a convert action. And yeah, they definitely have areas that they would like to convert. So let's see. Where are we? Here. No. All provinces in a descending area owned by a bot or by realms with the same state. What? Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely this one or that one. So, convert an area to state religion, score 2 points, prefer an area with the most tax value. This is going to be that one here. So that means first they got to spend a cube for this. And then they're going to simply remove this diverse fate that came from the printing press, and they're going to convert this thing to Muslim. So they are doing pretty awesome. They have a super stable country. There's only this one which is not their state religion, which is Orthodox, and they can basically ignore that because they have tolerance. Everything else is Muslim. They have no unrest. Couple of turns ago, 2 rounds ago, so they had tons of trouble. Now it is rock solid. Very good. So we go now to the French, and they have a papal curia action. So they got to spend 2 cubes for that. And an admin card is discarded. We get 3 times the same card in a row. 3 times commercial growth. Crazy. And then we'll see what that does. So he has a Catholic state religion. Is he uncontested? Not at all. Papal controller, no. Place a cardinal in the leftmost regular papal curia slot. And that ends the turn for the French. Now, let's see. They are now the controller. This guy dies. And that makes the French now the controller of the curia. but not the uncontested controller. The Spaniards, their goal is to annex Naples because of the Italian wars. But the problem is they don't have a subjugate card, so that is their first problem. The second problem is the French influence here. So what they're going to do is first they're going to use $6 and one of their diplomacy markers, and that allows them to throw in overall. They can't do that because you can only place 2 influence per action in an area. But still, they got now their 2 influence in here. This is something. And that's it. The English, they have their spy network now. And they will sabotage the reputation, I guess. Replace an opponent's cube for your own cube. That's an expensive thing. Okay, so they got to spend 2 of these, and it's 1 use. Now I wonder if the bots, so they can replace this cube now, and they got to do this again. This is the problem. So that kind of sucks. And they only have 1 diplomacy cube left. So actually they can't do it this turn. But yeah, they are still not there. I wonder if the bots have the option to do some kind of counter-espionage. Let's check that out. The bots don't have the option to use any counter-espionage here. There is a card which you can use to kind of prevent these covert actions like this one, but the bots don't play cards, so they can't do it. Now we have the Austrians, and they will now move their army in here, but I think they also leave a garrison behind. 2 troops should be fine. We have 4 unrest here, so that's a bit tricky. So I'm going to leave 2 units in here so that things don't get out of control. And then I'm going to move in here, which triggers a battle, and we face 4 enemy units. I'm going to pick them. Should be able to remember that, but just going to place them here. Okay, and the Austrian army has a general with 2 cannon dice, and I mean, they should be easily able to win that. But the enemy might have a general too. Let's have a look. No, they don't. So let's do the fight. So the Austrians attack. That's not that great. It's 3 hits. Oh, is it? Yeah, we have 3 cannons. That's too much. I only have a single cannon. I got a calf, and yeah, so I do 3 hits. One of the rebels stays alive, but of course the rebels fight back. They do 2 damage. That's painful, but okay, we're still okay. So now only one of the rebels survives. And we do another attack. Yeah, that's obviously enough. And I guess we probably take another damage. And yes, that is the case. So we lose another infantry. But overall, I think we can be happy. We managed to destroy the Venetian army. These guys down here in Crete, they basically prevent us from completely taking them out, right? This is impossible as long as we don't take Crete out. So therefore, it seems like the only option for me is vassalization at that point. Because in this way, I only need the capital, which I can take, and one province in another area, if there are provinces in other areas. So with Brescia and Venezia, I'm okay then. I can vassalize them. Simply spend a cube to free Podole, which now becomes, the unrest goes away. And it's again the Turkish bot. And wait a second. Actually, I think the bot will pass, because he now spent more cubes than he still has left. And he also did an action. He also did an event. And I think we'll simply see a pass here. So that wasn't too exciting from the Turks. But I mean, they screwed pretty badly with this alliance. And they managed to completely stabilize their country. So it definitely wasn't that bad either. Now let's see. He spent more, yeah. He's not at war. He has picked an event. So yeah, he passes actually. He's the first to pass. So that gives him 2 more cubes. So in the next turn, the Turks will have a ton of cubes. Okay. What about the French? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we also spent more than we have, but we're gonna have to pick an event, I guess, because the French have not done that yet. And that means we simply roll a die. And see what happens. That is a 3. So the French pick the rightmost revealed event. Okay, so this is Barbarossa, the Corsair. That is weird. I would not have done that. But okay. So I guess the Spanish are in trouble now. Let's see if there are any special rules for that. Barbarossa. Add 3 unrest to Christian provinces adjacent to Marian sea zones only. Okay. Let's see if there are special rules for picking. Is it written here or something? Maybe event rules. Huh. That's not so clear. Well, let's see what is actually possible. So I think only these areas and the eastern, yeah, I mean basically the Mediterranean, right? So they're not going to add unrest to their own areas. I think that's pretty obvious. Except for this city here, all the Austrian towns that are adjacent to the Mediterranean already have unrest. So we're talking about these, I guess this one. And yeah, I think this is, I don't think we need, do we need ports? That's not quite clear. Maybe we need ports. adjacent to sea zones. Yeah, I think we need ports. So I guess it might be this one. Let's see who takes more. They are also the same, they have the same number of prestige points, so it's a bit tricky. I guess I'm gonna roll a die here. Okay, that's a 5. So the one with the highest tax income, that is 18 plus 7 is 25. And here we have, yeah, okay, that's clearly the Austrians. So the Austrians will definitely take a hit, and then I'm going to give the other 2 to Spain, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So I'm going to flip this, Krain, and then, well, Sevilla is big, so, well, actually I think Sevilla is not adjacent. Sevilla is adjacent to the Central Atlantic. So I guess I'm simply going to take these 2. Okay, and yeah, that's it, I guess. A bit weird choices by the bots. They have taken Barbarossa. The Turks have taken the Shadow Kingdom. That was not really logical, but okay. I mean, you could argue at least the French managed to avoid taking these for themselves. Montpellier could have been a target, but I don't know. It's weird. And they don't even get a cube for that, because there was no money on there. So that's that. The French have taken their action, and we flip the next card. And it says revolts in the Low Countries. Place a diverse faith token in each of Netherlands and Flanders, Wallonia, unless they are already Protestant. Add unrest to all towns of vassals on Dutch core provinces, unless the owner's capital is located within one of the areas above. Add 3 rebels in Flanders, Wallonia, if there's at least 1 unrest there. So nobody has towns in these areas. So there's no revolts going on there. However, if this happens, the Italian wars will be triggered. So that makes this card an important card. This is the power struggle. So that is bad news for some players. Because I think, especially for Spain, the Spanish were really hoping that they could act here before the Italian wars are triggered. Now they realize it's not going to happen. I mean, they still can shift. They can play around with their cubes. So maybe there is a chance that they get at least Naples, but it's not going to be enough. They wanted to attack central Italy or something, but I don't see a way I can do this. I wasted my cubes over there. I mean, it's not a waste. It was a good opportunity to take Central America, but now I'm afraid that was pretty bad for me. I'm really screwed here. I don't think that there is anything with the Spanish that I can do. I would have needed at least 2 cities, no, at least cities in 2 areas not to lose 3 victory points. And these areas should have been Flanders and Wallonia, Rhineland, Burgundy, Lombardy, Venetia, Central Italy, or Naples. Now my plan was to take Naples and then attack central Italy. I got a claim there. I would have been in a good shape. But Naples, yeah, that didn't work out because I don't have a subjugate card. I don't get the French out of there as easy, at least. I could play my new, I could fiddle around with the cubes, could play my new alliance, get the French out of there, but that doesn't help because then I don't have enough cubes left to find myself a subjugate card. If there, I'm not even sure there is one, by the way, but even if there would be one, I could not get it and I could not play it, and so I'm basically out of options. I don't think there is anything I can do. I'm considering maybe attacking one of these areas like Pisa or something. But you know, I need 2 cities. I got my fleet here. So it could be possible if I activate my army from here. It's not a great army, but I got 3 units there. If I move 1 and then kind of like this, that would bring me basically here to the coast. I could do that, I think, with 1 movement. This is kind of a naval transportation. I got a chain of but I'm not even sure if that would be legal because they are kind of located in these trading posts. And maybe I could do it anyway, but I think I could do that. But I think this sounds all very questionable. The thing is, I could attack maybe Siena. I'm not even sure if I could do this. I think the claim is for all central Italy. So this only indicates that the northern part is part of the Holy Roman Empire. But I think I could attack Siena. But that could activate the Holy Roman Empire. So I'm not sure. Maybe I can wait a little bit, do the reorganization action. Maybe there is a way to get that. The problem is if I do the declaration of war, I get a free move here, gonna fight there. Let's assume I win. I get my cube back. I can siege this. I can do it, but then I need another cube. So I need, and then I could maybe declare war against Mantova here. That's a small town too. So maybe there's a small chance that I can do this, but it's all pretty crazy. Pisa has an alliance with France, so I don't want to mess with them. I have to think through that. Maybe it's not completely lost. But right now, I have 0 military power. And I'm thinking about my big Italian campaign. So that sounds a little crazy to me. Here we have an interesting card, the Italian Wars Part 2. Now, if I had still my event, I could play Increase the Tension. That would give me 2 military cubes. And then I could do something there. But yeah, I fired my event for this colonial adventures here in Central America. So what am I going to do now? Oh man, I don't know. I really don't know. I think I definitely can spend 1 administrative power and maybe simply develop a province or something. Yeah, why not? This is something I want to do. It doesn't hurt. I don't lose anything. So let's do that. Yeah, I can simply maybe make this here a larger province. Badajoz. Okay, nice. You know, maybe actually I think Murcia would be better. The reason is I can build larger ships there, I think, or more ships. So therefore these provinces at sea might be more valuable if they are improved. Well, I'm going to go with Galicia. That's also interesting. Well, I'm going to, maybe that's even, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to leave it like that. I don't know. You know what? Let's switch again. This one, yeah, I'm going to do it like this. This one is not in unrest, so I'm going to leave it like that. If this becomes a rebel town, the siege will be easier. Okay, so we do it like this. English, and the English, there is not a lot they can do. But they also don't really want to take a card. And I'm not sure. I mean, I could take... This has no effect. I don't really want to take that. The Italian wars, I could screw with the Spanish. Castile loses a victory point, but gains 2 cubes in one of the areas above, somewhere in the Italian wars areas, and you gain a diplomacy. Now, the thing is, I don't know what the Castile player can do if he gets 2 cubes. It's probably not enough to save him, so that is an option. I'm definitely not going to increase the tensions. That doesn't help me at all. The other option is, yeah, that doesn't help me. The Reformation spreads. I could do this, and that gives me $6, but that's pretty much it. That somehow to my advantage. It kills this advisor, so I don't know. It's not good. That's not good, but that's gonna happen anyway. Oh man, this is all not good. I think I'm gonna take a card. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Reformation spreads. I think it's funny to do this. I like to see the Reformation. I think it's in the interest of the English to have Reformation on the board, and therefore I'm gonna grab the $6, take the card, and this is an interesting aspect. We haven't seen that before. Just a few diverse faith things, maybe some kind of proto-Reformation from the printing press, you know, some new ideas, but not the real Reformation. And now it kicks off. Place Protestant tokens in 2 Catholic areas in the Holy Roman Empire that are not adjacent to sea zones marked with a cross and that contain no provinces owned by the emperor. Switzerland and Saxony must be chosen if eligible. So yeah, that is possible, I guess. And then all Holy Roman Empire areas with diverse faiths turn Protestant. That is, there is nothing. What about these? No, these are Catholic. No, this is all Catholic. Oh no, Bohemia has diverse faith. Wow. Okay. So that means Bohemia becomes Protestant, Saxony, and Switzerland. And we have revolts. So that means I don't have any unrest. Really cool for me. And now some of the other players have to roll. The French are fine. The Turks are fine. The Spanish, they have to roll. So let's do it. Start in Andalusia. Oh man, that's a revolt already. That's a problem because this is not a core province. So that means this is actually freed again. This is simply gone. Yeah, Gibraltar is now kind of an independent state. Bad news for the Spaniards here. And now Murcia. Good Lord. Another rebellion. Oh man. Okay, I think all the great ideas of a Spanish conquest in Italy are now finally over. Yeah, this is going to be a bad turn for Spain. Definitely a bad turn. They got to come up with, oh man, fuck it, terrible. That really sucks. Maybe they're going to try to get these two provinces back, and that's it. So, do I have a claim? I'm not even sure if I have a claim here. I probably don't. I think I simply lose my province. So I need a claim on Gibraltar. Oh, good Lord. Okay, who else? Where? Oh, the Austrians. Let's see, there's a lot going on. They have a lot of unrest in these areas. I wonder if you can roll more than 3 dice in an area. I gotta check that. So they lose 2 cubes and troops. Okay. Phew. I wonder what they were planning to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to remove one of each of these. Well, the thing is, I don't have any advisors here, so I think I'm going to remove 2 admin cubes. Poles. Wait a second. I'm not done yet. I got to roll for this. I got to roll for this, and I got to check if I can roll a 4th die, but I don't think so. Let's start with this one down here. I got to lose $2. Oh man, this is brutal. This is brutal. And then we're going to roll for this one. Oh, okay, that one becomes peaceful again. So that's something. Okay, let me see. It seems like you have to roll for every province. So if you have 4 provinces in an area, you have to roll 4 dice. So we lose 2 more bucks. And the Poles, they roll here. So they get a rebellion. And that's why they have their garrison there. So they're gonna have a fight. So, oh, the garrison failed. The rebels, they were successful. So these guys are destroyed. And we have a rebel here. Incredible. Yeah, that's... Wait a minute. I got the tolerance. I can re-roll a die. I want to do that. I'm going to re-roll that die and see maybe it's something different. Yeah, I'm going to lose a cube instead of this thing. Yeah, I missed. I forgot about that. I'm going to allow them to take that back. I'm going to lose a cube. That's not great. But I think it's definitely better than dealing with this rebellion down there. The tolerance allows me that. Then we got another one here. Okay, that is nothing. And I think this is it. And yeah, it seems we're done here. And now we got this. And that means that I think the Protestantism will spread now. Okay, so this is the spread of religious ideas. And this can only happen with specific, let me see, I'm not even sure about that. There are specific types of faith, and they are called infectious. So let's see. Protestantism. What about counter-reform? Yeah, it's also infectious. The diverse faith are not, I guess. No. And I think the revolutionary ideology is also infectious. Yeah. No, only Protestantism and counter-reformed Catholicism. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so these two. And so the way that works is we look for so-called clusters. And clusters are basically either single tokens or tokens that are connected by land. So in this case, we have two clusters. And what we do now, or what the player can do, he places now a token of this faith adjacent to every cluster. So the English player can, he can now start messing around with the Austrians, I guess. So for example, he could make Austria Protestant. So let's do that. We can place a token here from Bohemia, and then, and it's kind of good if you want to spread this, it's kind of good to keep these separated, because then these are still different clusters. If they connect, it counts as one cluster, and then you can place only a single token. So I kind of wonder where I want to go from here. I could go to Lombardy. I might also go to, maybe I'm going to go here. Or down here. I'm not sure actually. I'm going to place it in, I could place it in Burgundy. But the French are already so bad. I could also place it in here. But then it kind of connects. Maybe I'm going to place it in Burgundy. Why not? Let's do that. So, there we go. Protestantism spreads. And then we're going to trigger the illness of these plus markers. And that means that this guy dies. Luther. Luther dies. Okay, let's find him. Famous Martin Luther, administrative advisor to the Spaniards. He died. Okay, not good news. Who else is in trouble? Well, we have someone here. Michael. And that's it. Yeah. So that was definitely cool. We have Protestantism. We get a new card, the last event card of this round, and that is Flourishing Trade. That's a generic card. All players with a city or a ship on a distant continent may develop a small city into a large one for free. Growth of cities. You may develop an additional coastal small city into a large for free. or growth of commerce. You gain 6 ducats and may expand a maritime trade node for free. I don't know. I mean, that definitely helps Spain. So I might not be too eager to do that. There are 2 left. There's the Austrians and the Poles. We'll see. So that was England. And we come to the Austrians. I think the Austrians take a card, and I think it's going to be the revolts in the Low Countries. The reason is mainly that we have again a trigger for a revolt. I'm sitting here on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unrest. But if I trigger this revolt, I only have to roll a single die. So I think, and the others are not that interesting for me either. So I'm going to take that card. Okay, place a diverse faith token in each of the Netherlands and Flanders, Wallonia, unless they are already Protestant. So they're not. So we're going to place these diverse faith markers there. I'm not even sure if I have enough. I don't think so. So let's take these again. I don't find these diverse faith markers. I don't know where they are. I'm going to use these instead. So one goes here. And one goes here. At unrest, okay, there are no cities. At 3, okay, nothing happens. There is nothing there, so nobody revolts. It just we got the diverse faith there, and that's all. But now the prestige, these are triggered, these are activated. P. So I think what that means is simply the Italian wars are now placed here. This is now the active power struggle, and that means at the end of this turn, this is scored, and from now on, placing claims in these areas here of the upcoming power struggle is less expensive. So Hungarian Plain, Royal Hungary, Dalmatia, Croatia and Bosnia, Serbia and Albania and Moldavia. There is going to be the next power struggle. Yeah, so I guess this is it. And then we have more faith spreading. And I can control this now. So I can now basically try to unite this. And in this way, maybe we only have a single a single area, a cluster. We should now technically place these power struggle markers, these here, in these specific areas, but I'm not going to do that. This is just a pure mechanical aspect. I kind of know where they are. Okay, so now I got to do this religious ideas thing. I think if I connect them now, there is no other cluster. Yeah, I think that's actually the case. So if I connect the two clusters now, for example, by placing maybe in here, it sucks, but I don't want it here either. I kind of want it connected so that it doesn't spread that fast anymore. So I'm going to place one here in Bavaria, and now this is just one cluster, and that means I don't have to place another token, which is good. I'm Catholic. I don't want to spread this too much. Now we got again the revolts coming up. Ooh, tough. So let's see. The Spaniards, there's not much more to roll for the Spaniards. They've lost all their revolutionary areas. All their areas in unrest are already gone. So no more trouble for the Spaniards here. So basically I'm the only one in trouble. And it's not quite true, the Poles also. But I only have to roll a single die, which is good. Oh, cool. So I can flip one back. And I think I'm gonna flip here Milan. This is a big one. That looks odd, yeah. So I think I want to do that. And that's it. And now it's the Poles. They're gonna roll for Moldavia. Nothing. And then they're gonna roll for Eastern Ukraine. And that's a cube. Do they take that or do they want to re-roll? Huh. You know, I think they re-roll. Okay, they lose $2. That's better than losing a cube. Yeah, I guess that's it for the Poles. And the Turks, no, nobody else has any unrest. And now we take illness in these triangle with cards. Henry VII takes an illness marker. Ferdinand I. John the advisor. God. Sigismund I. Oh God, everybody of the Poles takes an illness marker. Leonardo. And here, not good. And that's it. So the Austrians, and now it's the Poles again. Here's what the Poles do. Do they do that? I think they do. They can fabricate a claim here, I think, at Circassia, which is adjacent to their realm. Let's see how much that costs them. And maybe they can then attack Circassia, especially now where these guys already have passed. It's not an alliance. These guys are allied with the Turks. I can attack Circassia, and I might be able to take this. But let's see how hard it is to get a claim there. I always forget that. Actually, it shouldn't be that hard. Come on. Okay, so I can... Am I at peace? Yes, I am. It costs me 2, so I'm going to spend 2 cubes. Fabricate a claim. And this is adjacent. I got this port, so this is adjacent to Circassia. And that allows me to place a claim there. Okay, awesome. That was my action. And yeah, I basically can then declare war with my last cube, move in there, fight the battle. If I win, I get the cube back, and then I can siege the city, and I should be able to actually take that city. Okay, I'm going to load this up here. Turn is not over yet. It probably won't go that long anymore, but I don't know. maybe it will go on for a bit. The Spaniards could do, at least they could try to get 2 cubes into military, which would allow them to take back this. And I think they want to do that to prevent a prestige loss. And yeah, next turn they got to take care of Gibraltar somehow. They want that back, I guess. Okay. Yeah, so it's getting interesting. We have Protestantism in the game. And that might bring a lot of problems for the Austrians. They are right in the center of all that. We see how bad it is for France. But yeah, Austria, I think, you know, that will slow them down massively. And we'll see how it works out. Maybe they should try to get tolerance. They have a pretty good they get 3 administrative points. They could grab tolerance next turn, and that is something they probably really should consider. They can't do it this turn, but yeah, I think they better want tolerance. Otherwise, this can become a big issue. Or the Inquisition. That's also an option. We'll see. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye.